See a solitary figure walking downhill towards the small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. If you hear it crinkling, that's me trying to sneakily grab another Skittle. Dark blue. Is this supposed to be a flavor that I would know? It tastes the exact same as green. Oh well. Watermelon, maybe? I think that was watermelon. Hey Lilly. I quickly walk up to her, which seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi Lilly. She takes a moment to place her voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Hi Sal. Yep, that's me. She seems to have a good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again I reply in kind before realizing that I needn't do so. Just going into town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, eh? Am I Canadian now? I usually go shopping on Fridays. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost, but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lilly like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. I'm starting to think that Life of Pi book she was reading, I mean, that's a very solitary book. I mean, like, it's about a character, like one human character, and a tiger on a boat with no one else around. Like, he's stranded on a life preserver boat thing. I'm thinking that's gonna be some sort of symbol for her, but I have no idea how. Am I the tiger? Is Lilly the tiger? In the actual book, he himself was his own tiger. He just made up the story to make himself feel better about him eating his parents, or something like that. I don't really remember. But cannibalism was involved. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanting to bring it up, I remain silent as we quietly continue to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. With the quiet road bereft of cars, and the students of Yamaku increasingly far behind us, the quiet rustling of leaves and measured tapping of Lilly's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. Oh. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes me before I can control it. Tired? Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement to be sure. Transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now, and you've been plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but given her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess, Yamaku's kind of different though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with class 3-2 and Hanako. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get the thoughts off my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, one could see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Walking down the road, she seems to be somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speaks up about something else. Skittles, I need another. Oh, I spilled them. Okay. It's like a reddish pink. Green apple. That is like the most distinct flavor ever. Jeez, that's overpowering. Okay, walking on down the road. She seems to be... I can't even remember if I read this. I'm going to say I did. So where in town were you going? That's actually a pretty good question. I come in to buy food, but the layout of the place is still totally foreign to me. Ah, this green apple is stuck in my tooth. Get out. Ah. Sorry. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find. But with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm going to have to ask for her for directions again. I was just going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. I'm getting really lucky with Lilly. Looks like I'll be in your care again then. Thanks. Together we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. That looks like 7-Eleven. What does that say? Aura Mart? Aura Mart. With the 7-Eleven colors. After what couldn't be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town really is pretty small. Oh, that reminds me. I was doing some college visits a while back, and there was this one college where it's literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, they had a Walmart. That was it. I mean, like, it was literally the school, a bunch of houses, like neighborhood houses, and then a Walmart. I think there was a Pizza Hut, a hotel, and this was just all in a cluster on the side of a highway. A highway where it's like you gotta go in like 2 hours in either direction before you hit anything. Yeah, I'm not going there. Without further ado, we make our way inside with the greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she wouldn't be able to read any of the labels, shopping without any help would be a big pain for her. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she's had this idea since I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. So she's using me. I grabbed two well-used red baskets from the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lilly. What are you doing? Oh. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracting her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it up in her right hand. Wait, if she doesn't use her cane... Oh, hello. What are you grabbing? Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me and pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Is this alright? Sure. I have no reason not to accept it. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamaku is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. Another light green Skittle. That same flavor from before that I cannot pinpoint. It's just artificial flavor. The flavor is artificial. As As we reach across the aisle, I quickly check with Lilly and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right, all that's left is the bread, and that should be my shopping done. Do you need anything else, Lilly? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. What about the bread? Oh, with a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line, thankfully, is almost non-existent. It's not long before we both paid for our food and are out the door. Jeez, isn't it past curfew? Come on, man. I'm too curious. I'm gonna try this red M&M. Not M&M, Skittle. Watermelon, again? Okay. As Lilly retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards at the night sky while we're holding both our bags. For a moment I try to make out clouds with my breath. For a moment I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. You can't even do that in the summer, why are you trying? Eventually she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me my two. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete. My mouth is salivating because this skill is stuck in my tooth again. Shizune breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? Don't defend Shizune. Defend Lilly. We sided with her, I suppose. I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow, that's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet street, talking between ourselves, as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Okay, I'm just gonna go back. See this bike? That bike reminded me. So I saw the bike, I was like, why doesn't Lilly ride the bike? It'll go by faster. And I was like, oh wait, she's blind. And I just remember, I saw this video recently, like just the other day, in a psychology class, where this blind guy could ride his bike because he used echolocation, like a bat, to see where he was going, which is awesome. And then this kid said, I taught myself, like this kid that could see, he's taught himself echolocation so he could navigate in the dark. And it's like, I wanna learn how to do echolocation. Where can I get that class? Anyway. Wait, what's that? Not Kenji, don't be Kenji, don't be Kenji. I know it's a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. Don't be Kenji. Ugh, Kenji. No! For a second I think it's another male student from my class. But it's he, or I should say she. Oh, it's Rin. Gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Rin? What are you doing out here so late? Rin? Lilly perks her head, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin. Tezuka, I think... oh, wait, what? It's Rin. Tezuka, I think was her last name, from our school. She stiffens at the name, and gives a complicated-looking expression. Not really, she just looked pretty content right now. Something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lilly knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognizes either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. She looks like a zombie. Or a statue. A statue of a zombie. Wow. Okay. But slowly, some symptoms of understanding seem to lighten in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Blink. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. There's an awkward pause. Everyone waiting for someone else to say something. Say hello, what are you doing? What are you doing out here so late? What are you doing out here this late? I was wondering that about that myself too, just now. Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's like a murder mystery without a murder. So just a mystery. So wait, she just doesn't know why she's out? She's like, I'm out. Deal with it. They were going that way.